Welcome back to EJ's Budget and Stickers. As you guys can see, I have a different adventure that I would like to take you guys on today. If you want to see some behind the scenes of how I create my stickers, going from this to this, then please stick around. I would love to have you. Also, this is a first time doing a video like this. So if this is something that you would like to see in the future, please let me know. I don't mind sharing some behind the scenes of how the stickers are created. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that we'll do, just to be easier, I'll come over on a blank slate. So the first thing that I want to do is on my left side, I want to create that quote. So I will click my A for my text, click anywhere on the mat, and now I'm just going to start typing. So just because you can doesn't mean you should. Oops. Okay, so now that I have my quote, as you see, everything is going to be cut out the way that it is. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to, within my action bar, I'm going to click my fonts. I'm going to take a look and scroll for a font that I like. Let's see. Here, we'll just go with this one. So now you can see that my text has changed, and I'm going to go ahead and click off of it. And as you see right now, and I'm just clicking the text, everything's moving. So in order to get the two-tone, what I need to do is I'm going to recenter that as I'm working. And in the action bar, I'm going to ungroup. So now, instead of each letter being grouped together, each letter now is its own letter. So see, I can move this here, but we'll go ahead, make sure that's back. Okay, so I'm gonna take just because and doesn't mean, and I'm going to come over to the right side of my screen. I'm going to click the line panel, select the colors, and I want those two lines, I want to be in black. So I'm going to go ahead, click my black, my outline is done. Then I'm going to come over to my color palette for the fill, and I'm going to click black there as well. So now that is filled in, and I can regroup it, or I can make a compound path. And for what I need this to do, when I go to resize my image, if I leave it just as grouped, I won't be able to change the image and to a set dimension. I would have to use these little I'm not 100% sure what they're called, but the resizing tool, maybe. I don't know. And I just realized I did not do my apostrophe. So let me hurry up and get the apostrophe done. Okay, there we go. So let's re-highlight all this again. Make sure we got that apostrophe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a compound path. So now those two lines, if I go to move them, and that they will move, and you should, as you see, they are still not connected to anything. They're by themselves. So make sure everything is back to where it needs to be. And now I'm going to take the you can and you should, and I'm basically going to repeat this. So I'm going to use the blue. So as you see, my outline is done, and I'm going to do my fill. So now those are done, and there is still individual letters. So I'm going to go ahead and make those a compound path as well. So now my quote is in two different sections. So if I move that, and I can move that. So we'll go ahead, undo, get everything back where it should be. Go ahead and bring in my clip art. So I'm going to Control C, Control V. You can also, wherever it is saved on your computer, you can also drag and drop it in. And that I had, of course, done that at the beginning. And that as I was setting the video up. So usually when you bring in a clip art or anything and that into Silhouette Studios, there's usually a red line around it, just like when we typed out the quote. So the system automatically gives you a cut line. And because I don't want this clip art to be cut out, I'm going to come back over to my line, click my color lines, and then I'm going to click this blank. So that basically turned that cut line invisible. So the system will not cut either one of these items. If I drag this over, as you see, it covers my words. So what I want to do is do a right click. I'm going to send it to the back. So this way my quote becomes on top of the clip art. I'm going to select both, and I'm going to center the quote on top of the clip art. I'm going to click off just to double check, make sure everything looks good. All right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to group it, because now I'm going to tell the system what I want to be cut. So on the right side of the screen, I'm going to come over to the offset panel. I'm going to click my offset. And in this case, I'm going to do 0.5. And then at that point, depending on like your design and what you're working on, you can either have the corners sharp or round. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead, leave it as the round corners. I'm going to click apply. And then I'm going to come over to my fill. And I'm going to give it a white background. So as you see, the system went ahead and put in this white. So at any point, if my machine is off a little bit, when it cuts, it's not going to actually cut into the design. So this is when you peel your sticker, that little bit of the extra sheet, that's what I'm telling it. And then also, I don't like the way that this cut line became. And then also, as you see, the D it also has a cut line. So we're going to fix those two things up. So right now, I want to just make sure that I have the just the cut line. I'm gonna release the compound path. So as you see right now, um, it has the cut of the D highlighted along with the outside. So I'm gonna hold my shift and I'm gonna click that outside line because I'm deselecting it. So as of right now, the only thing that is selected is this the inner piece to the D that the system is saying, hey, we should probably cut this out. We're going to get rid of that. So now what is going to happen is the system is just going to cut the outside and then it's going to come up in here. And I don't like that as it could possibly rip. So what I'm going to do is I have one of two things that I can do. I can either double click on this red line or I can come over to the left side of my screen and click this edit points option. I'm a clicker, so I'm going to do a double click. So then what has happened with that, now the system has opened up the points editing. So let me zoom in so we can get, so I can show you guys what I'm going to be removing from the cut line. So all these little gray boxes here, all I'm doing is clicking on them and I'm deleting them. So the system then is creating a new cut line. So at this point, I could leave it as it would just give just that little bit, or I can delete it and create a smoother line. I personally like just that little bit of an indent between my L and my D, as it gives it just a little bit more character. But when you're working on your designs and you're adjusting how the cut lines look, personal preference. So I zoom back out. So this is what we're gonna see. And then this red line is what's going to cut out. So we're no longer going to have that indent here, nor within the D. And then when I create my stickers like this, there's one of two things. If it's going to be a kiss cut, I would basically at this point leave it the way it is because the system's going to come around, cut on this red line. And I do have some space. So if for some reason my machine miscuts, it's not going to cut the design. But if I'm going to create this as a cut through sticker, what I like to do on them is I like to create a lip. So this way you're not fighting with the back of the sticker. So what I do is I will click that red line again, come over to the right side of my panel, click that offset setting again, click on offset, and then now you see I have two lines and they're both red. So I have a default cut through color that I use, personal preference, and that as you're doing it. So I usually use this purple in between the actual shade of purple and the red. So it's kind of like a violet. And so now basically the system in that it has the two the when I go into the send, I will assign two different jobs depending on what color I'm working with. So the red is going to be the kiss cut. The purple line is going to be the cut through. So I need to go ahead and group this together. So now if I move everything, it's all put together as one. Let's see, and then so at this point, you can either leave it and that as a really huge sticker, or you can come up by selecting it and adjust it to your size. And because this is going into my planner for the 3rd week, I'm going to size this down because I'm going to use this as my date cover up. So instead of it saying January 2023, it will say just because you can doesn't mean you should. So let's see. One other thing that you want to make sure when you're resizing down your sticker, what you want to do is make sure to have this lock icon on. So this way it keeps everything in the right proportion. If it is not, so I'll unlock and I will show you. So say like, and then I come in and I put in my dimension. As you see, the system went ahead and smushed it all together. So now you have one of two options. You can come in and adjust the height manually, or I'll undo this, re-click the lock, and then I will come over and re-put in my width for the sticker. So then as you see, the system went ahead, it kept everything in the proper proportions, and it has sized it down to the size that I want for my date cover. And as you see, everything in it has stayed correct. And when I'm ready, I can come in to my send panel, send it um, to the machine once I get it printed out and applied to my cut mat, applied to the cutting mat. So that is basically all that I was going to show you guys. If you do like videos like this, and if you want me to show you more, I would love to take you on my sticker creation journey with me. Please leave me a note in that within the comments if this is something you would like to see more of, or if there's maybe something that could make it a little bit easier from the way that I do it. Please let me know. And that I'm still learning some of the steps within Silhouette Studios, but this is just how I make and add some of my stickers depending on what I'm going to use them for. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, as I will be bringing in not only budgeting content, but also different content kind of like this. So until the next video, guys, take care and be safe.